Here we have an H&S Mini Maxx tuner that came in for repair, and the tuner looks something like this. One expensive tuner. If you go online and search for H&S Mini Maxx, they are being sold for $800 up to $1,400 for this little piece here. The company who makes the tuner are out of business. They've been out of business for a couple of years. EPA had to shut them down because the end user was able to tamper with or modify the stock emission system. This tuner allows the user to increase power or torque to his vehicle's engine, improve fuel economy, and in the process he can tamper with the emission system. Let's read what the customer wrote. Actually not much, only 3 words. Screen went white. That's what the customer wrote. 3 words, but they're meaningful. You have customers who write a 6-page essay describing what went wrong with their device. We do not have time to read a newspaper here in the shop. So 2 sentences, 3 sentences, more than enough for us to know what's going on. We do not always go by what the customer writes. We do our own investigation, but anything that could help us can be written in 1 or 2 sentences. In this case, 3 words. Perfect. Screen went white. Let me pop the shell open. That's one part of the shell. We have to remove a screw. And now I can take out the motherboard and the screen. And this tuner looks like it has not been opened before, and that's a good thing. We still see the tape over the screen flex cable intact. It has not been removed and put back. Right now, if we plug power to the tuner, I just want to confirm that we have a white screen, and we do. The tuner is displaying a white screen. I have a lot of videos fixing Mini Maxx tuners, and some of them are a screen issue, others a short on the flex part of the screen. Others, we had to replace a component in the front here. And I've worked on some of them where we actually had to work on the HDMI circuit and replace components here. And those components were affecting the display on the screen. One tuner I worked on had a hole in it. I do not know how that hole happened, but we ended up fixing the trace, the broken trace, and that fixed the screen issue. I just want to check to see if we have any burnt components. Turn our anti-glare light on. We do not have much glare going on since we do not have any flux on the board, but you see more details with the anti-glare light. Look at the ring light, how the colors are washed out. And if you go to the anti-glare light, the colors are more vibrant because the light is coming at an angle. I did a whole video on using the NorthridgeFix anti-glare light. You can search for NorthridgeFix anti-glare and you can watch the video. And you can purchase the anti-glare light off our site, northridgefix.com. Click on shop and you can buy all your tools from there. Soldering station, hot air station, voltage injection tool, power supply, original Amtech Flux, tweezers, braid, power supply, whatever you need. Log in, add to cart, check out, pay, and we almost always ship out your order same day. Easy. It's not rocket science. You do not have to think 1,000 times if I should buy this or not. We already tested all our products and we only sell what we use. 90% of the stuff that we sell, we use. So I do not see any burnt components. I do not see any holes on the board. And nothing stands out as being faulty. So the next step is we're going to plug power onto the motherboard. And we're going to monitor the board under a thermal camera just to see if we see any abnormal heat spots anywhere on the board. That's step 1. And we'll take it from there. And right off the bat, we see something very hot on the board, and that's abnormal. We should not be seeing anything that hot in one particular spot on the board, especially on Mini Maxx tuners. That may be normal for some devices, but not on Mini Maxx tuner. I work with those almost every day. And look at this. Heat spot is coming from the screen. Wow. That's super hot. Let me measure the temperature if we can. Look at this. 279 degrees Fahrenheit. 300 actually. 300 degrees Fahrenheit on the Flux cable of the screen. What's going on? We're going to have to remove the Captain tape that we have over the Flux cable and the screen connector. And I'm not used to working with my elbows all the way up, but I'm trying to show you what I'm doing. That's why sometimes it takes longer to fix a device when I'm making a video, because I have to explain to you and I have to show you what's going on, and I have to keep my eye on OBS, make sure it's recording, make sure audio is good, because as you know, in the past we had issues where audio just went off and I did not realize it until end of the video. Or sometimes maybe the image froze on OBS. I'm talking and recording, and later I find out that my face is stuck on one frame. Fun to watch. So right now I disassemble the screen right here, and we're going to take a look at the Flux cable part of the screen. We have components here. In the past I worked on a similar issue, and some of those tuners had a shorted cap on the screen Flux cable itself. If you look here, I did mention in the past that we are not able to buy those screens. I did look up this model number and I bought screens with the same model number, but they did not work. We had people try to help in the screen business and they were not able to get us those screens. So right now, if we have a Mini Maxx tuner that came in for a screen replacement, maybe the screen is broken, we use a donor screen from all the donor tuners that we have in stock here. I have a drawer here filled with screens, and all those screens are not good. They all have access on them, but I can use them for parts, the parts that we have on the Flux cable. And we have a whole bag full of Mini Maxx tuner motherboards. This one we use the screen of this tuner, but I can still use it for parts, and so on and so forth. It's a bag full of tuners, and we also have more inside the room with good screens. So we should be set for a while changing parts and fixing screens for tuners. A lot of tuners that come in here, they have broken screens. Now we're gonna have to remove one more piece of tape, and we'll save this piece of tape so we can put it back when we're done. I just want to inspect the components here. Heat was coming from this area, so I'm very positive that one of those caps are shorting to ground. And how do I know this? Because I figured it out. Nobody's going to give you this information. You only get this information on this channel. I spend my time trying to figure out issues, and then I share it here on this channel. What more do you want? And some of you still tell me, why is your tweezer $1 more than AliExpress? How much are you paying for this information? How much are you paying to watch this video? How are you supporting the channel? Life is all about give and take. Log into our site, add 6,000 tweezers to your shopping cart, check out, and then come and talk. Meter in diode mode. And we're going to measure the first cap here. The camera is going to go out of focus because I'm pushing down on the Flux cable. So do we have a short here? And we do not have a short. You see, look at this. We have a short right here. See? And what if we measure this one? We do not have a short. What if we measure this one? We do not have a short. We do not have a short. 1.2 voltage drop. No short. Beautiful. Awesome. And fantastic. So cap number 2 is the bad guy. Say hello to the bad guy. The guy want to play games. We are the kings of playing games. Let's pull him off. Pull him right off. And that's Rufus right here, my tweezer. His name is Rufus. I'll show you an artwork somebody did for us shortly. I posted the artwork in the previous video, but I'll show it to you again. I'll show you what Rufus looks like in real life. No offense to anybody whose name is Rufus, but every Rufus I knew in the past, he was a little rough on the edges. Let's replace the capacitor. I do not even know the value of the capacitor, and I don't need to. I have a lot of screens here, and we're gonna pull a cap off one of the screens that I have marked with an X. Because some of you may have asked, why do you keep those bad screens? If they are bad, why keep them? Because I use them for parts. What, you think I'm gonna keep them for decoration? Before we use a cap, we have to measure it. Make sure the cap itself is not short into ground. This one is good, so we're gonna remove cap number 2 from this donor bad screen. And we're gonna use Rufus to do the job. And then Rufus is gonna seat this cap in place. But of course, we do not have Flux. And that's what happens if you do not have Flux. The cap will not be seated properly. And there's only so much that Rufus can do. Where is our fume extractor? Beautiful. Thank you very much, Rufus. You're the best. Let's go ahead and measure the cap one more time. Make sure everything is good. And beautiful. 0.57 voltage drop. Beautiful. We're gonna put back that piece of tape. We're gonna connect the screen and test again. And I'm gonna show you that artwork I told you about that somebody mailed over to us a while back. And that same person commented maybe a week ago, and he said that he's working on another piece of artwork. A very skilled and talented artist. Now, if we plug the cable in, are we gonna see an image or are we gonna see a white screen? Yes, yes, done. The tuner is fixed. Tuner is fixed. Amazing. We're gonna put that piece of Captain tape right over the screen connector like it was before. And we had a screw that goes right over here. I mean, I spend the time to take this apart. I work on the motherboard, I fix it, and then a screw, a tiny little screw like this, wanna play games with me. He doesn't want to go in. But of course, it's not his fault. I had this backwards, so I'm the one who's playing games. Life is not fair. Always blaming the device. And now we're gonna add a little bit of B7000 glue on all edges. Make sure it seals on properly, and we're all good. Plug in the cable one more time, and let's make sure everything is good. Perfect. Perfect. Let me show you that piece of artwork. I have it as a community post, but it was a while back. So if you click on community, our most recent post, and another post I made was 2 months ago when we moved to the new warehouse that we are in right now. That's the back, and all the offices are in the front. Just an amazing place. I'm so happy with it. And that's our old shop when we had no more room for boxes. That's a shipment that we got from Aten Hot Air Stations. And a customer would come in and be greeted with those boxes. I have to look in between the boxes to talk to the customer. That's why we moved to this place here. We have 9 offices and a big warehouse in the back. Somebody put a tip for us in the door slot when we were in the old shop. I went over it, and when we had the NF.UV green mask in stock. Keep going down, keep going down, keep going down. And if you look here, Big Boss and I, maybe like, what, 12, 15 years ago. I did not have a business back then. I was a young kid with black hair. And Big Boss still had some hair on his head. Memories. Where is that picture? Louis Rossman, when he spoke about our Amtech Flux, because somebody, they said that we are selling fake Amtech Flux, and we are a major distributor of Amtech Flux. So a tube was mailed over to Louis, and he confirmed it's genuine Amtech Flux. The drama with some people online. I do not want to mention any names. Right there, right there. That's the photo, right there. Let me see if I can zoom out a bit. Maybe I need to click on the image so we can see the full image. That's the way the community section works. You need to click on the image to see the full image. Look at this. That's me in the middle, the mafia guy. And I did not give this hot air guy a name yet, but Rufus is right here. That's Rufus. See him? Let me zoom into Rufus. A very important guy. He has horns that are hot tweezers, and he has his two hands touching, one with a fist, wide shoulders, and wide separation between both legs. And that's the bad guy right here on the left, the bad capacitor, the shorted cap that we just removed. And I gave Rufus the okay to take that guy out. That's basically what the picture tells you. I don't like how he looks like. Take him out. Yes, boss. Amazing. Amazing. And the name of the artist was a drawing from Uruguay, Pablo N. Pablo, if you are watching this, thank you very much for this artwork. If you have more, I would like to see. So we are done. We're gonna end the video right here. Invoice and mail this back to the customer. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think. Leave it down in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll do something else in the next video.